this is Chef John from Foodwishes.com with oven-dried San Marzano tomatoes. You know, at the risk of losing foodie street cred, I'm going to admit I hate sun-dried tomatoes. They taste like medicine, they're bitter, I don't like them. But what I do like is these, which are very similar, but far superior in my humble opinion. So as luck would have it, I found some fresh San Marzano tomatoes at my local produce market. These are not from Italy, of course. The real San Marzano are from Italy. But these are grown from San Marzano seeds here in Northern California. And the San Marzano is considered the sort of king of the plum tomato. Make a great tomato sauce. But what I'm going to do here is cut them in half lengthwise. And then you probably want to take out the seeds. There's not many. You can just use your finger. Sometimes I'll just tap it against the cutting board when I cut them, and they usually fall right out. Except, you know, not that one. All right, so I'm going to take the seeds out. Only takes a second. I'm going to grab a baking dish and line it with lots of fresh thyme because I have a garden. And you should have some herbs planted. You know I'm always lecturing you about that. Grow some thyme. It's so lovely. By the way, yes, that is a weed there, which I took out, so don't worry. A little piece of clover. All right, so I placed the San Marzanos on top, cut side up, of course, drizzled them with some extra virgin olive oil, and then a very healthy dose of sea salt. Now, not only is that going to flavor them, of course, it's also going to draw out the water and help these get that beautiful texture I'm after. All right, those are going to go in a 450 degree oven for about 15 minutes. Now these were kind of small. If you're using regular plum tomatoes, it might be 20 minutes, but basically we're going to cook them in a really hot oven for 15-20 minutes, and at that point they're going to look like this, but don't touch them. They're very fragile. You'll totally mush them and wreck them. What we're going to do is we're going to turn off the heat. We're going to pop them back in the oven and let them sit there for like 3 hours. Just let the oven cool down. Just let them sit there. They're going to slowly dry out, and they're going to look like this, which kind of looks like sun-dried tomatoes, but they taste so much better. All right, they are kind of leathery, but they're still very moist, very succulent, and they just have a, I don't know, a sweeter, deeper, richer flavor than the sun-dried tomatoes you get in the jar. To store these, I just stuck them in a mason jar, poured over some olive oil, just for looks, put in one of those thyme sprigs, and that's it. That'll keep like a week in the fridge, although you will probably use it before then because they are incredibly delicious. You can use it for pasta, of course, salads, sandwich spreads. Here I just grilled a piece of bread, spread it with goat cheese, topped it with these sliced tomatoes, a little fresh chive. That was amazing. So anyway, just a little quick trick. You can do this with regular plum tomatoes. You don't have to find San Marzano. Although if you go check the farmer's market these days, you might see some. All right, but if you can't, use regular plum tomatoes. Those should work just fine. And of course, all the ingredients are on the site. Although, you know, if you need an ingredient list for this recipe, you may have issues. But anyway, go to the site, check it out anyway. And as always, enjoy.